Yeah, I think theory, in order to have any meaning whatsoever, it has to be connected and constantly updated and engaged by concrete practice. And so for those of us who are concerned with sustainability, who are concerned with social justice, with correcting the mistakes of the past, we have to see actually how people live. And we have to see how our big ideas about a beautiful world or our terrible nightmares of how the world is heading to hell in a handbasket, we have to test these, always. And to locate the school in a village in northern Romania, I think is a really vivid way to actually see, yes, we have all of these problems with global capitalism, we have all these problems with environmental and climate crisis, and yet somehow life goes on. And so for us to have these conversations in a place where life is going on, where through the violence of the 20th century in this particular place, life still went on, and there is a living memory of that, and a set of skills for survival that have persisted here in spite of everything. And so to be able to see that and to learn with local people in conjunction with playing with children, in conjunction with having theoretical conversations, is actually practicing. We're practicing or rehearsing living the kind of life that we in fact want to live. Because this is not how every day is for most of us, but this is very much the kind of world that we want to build, where social reproduction is at the center, as opposed to production for somebody else's profit. I was delighted to receive the invitation to come to Telciu because I've never heard of a summer school that takes place outside of a university, and particularly in a small village. And to me, it seemed to me like the organizers of the summer school are actually, they're not just talking the talk about integrating all aspects of intellectual and social life with young and old and arts and research and all of that, but are actually putting it into practice. I've never seen anything like that actually being done. I fell in love with Telciu. I had no idea what to expect before I came here, and right away when I arrived here, my first experience was actually tasting a tomato. And the tomatoes in Telciu tell an entire story because they're delicious. And they're delicious because they're grown with love. And they're grown with love because they're really important to the cuisine and the culture, and there's a lot of debate and discussion around the tomato. And the debates and discussion around the tomato are not just about how they taste, but they're about climate change and supermarkets and global value change and all of this. I mean, this was my first hour in Telciu, and the entire week has proceeded from there. If I were to say anything to any urbanized dreamer, don't be afraid, right, to come and to talk with people. And I have to, along those lines, I guess I just have to express my gratitude to the organizers and to the villagers and to the people who dreamed this idea to begin with, and then put in the work to actually make it happen, right? And this ongoing experiment in living beautifully and collaboratively is something that I'm very honored to learn about, and I'm really happy to join. I wanted to come, share what I've learned, but not just to give a talk about my research, but to really see how what I've learned in the different parts of the world that I've worked in, how that actually connects with people's experience here. Because I believe we all have a common project, right? And our common project is collaborative survival. And in order to do that, we have to have these conversations across the global north and across the global south, and all the areas in between.